isn't it? The question every cat owner has typed into their phone at 3 in the morning. Are they hungry? Bored? Trying to summon ancient spirits? Well, the answer is usually a whole lot simpler. It really all just comes down to communication. And this idea right here, this is our North Star for this whole explainer. Your cat isn't trying to annoy you, I promise. They're trying to tell you something important. So our job isn't to get them to be quiet. Our job is to become a kind of pet detective and figure out what they're actually saying. So to crack this case, we've got a 5-part investigation. First, we'll get into the right mindset. Then we'll check off the basic necessities. We'll even look at how our habits might be part of the problem. After that, we'll dig into health and instincts. And finally, we'll learn the #1 clue that tells you it's time to really pay attention. So grab your magnifying glass. Okay, our very first step is honestly the most critical one. It's all about realizing that a meow is more than just a sound. Think of it like a signal, a little piece of data, and we're about to become expert decoders. So here's the big mental shift. The second you stop hearing that meow as an annoyance and you start hearing it as a question, like, hey, is my water fresh? Or can we play for a minute? Or even my tummy kind of hurts, that's the moment you can actually start solving the mystery. This change in perspective is everything. All right, let's roll up our sleeves for the first hands-on part of our investigation. And you know what? This is where we're going to solve probably 80% of all meowing cases. It almost always comes down to their basic everyday needs. Think of this as your first response checklist. The best part is how easy these fixes are. Is the food bowl empty? Is the water a little stale? That's a quick fix. How about the litter box? Cats are super clean, and trust me, they will lodge a formal, vocal complaint about a dirty bathroom. And then there's boredom or stress. We're going to dive deeper into that one right now. Oh man, boredom is a huge reason for a chatty cat. They've got all this pent-up predator energy just bubbling inside them. Seriously, a simple play routine, just 10 to 15 minutes, once or twice a day, can be a total game changer. Get that laser pointer out. Just remember the golden rule. A tired cat is a quiet cat. Okay, time for a little self-reflection, because sometimes the reason for all the meowing, well, it's us. Yeah, it's totally possible we've accidentally trained our cats to be extra vocal. Let's see how that happens and, more importantly, how to fix it. This is classic conditioning, right? If your cat meows and you immediately toss them a treat, you've just taught them the magic word for snack time. So how do you break the cycle? It's simple, but it takes patience. When they meow for something, just wait. The very second they go quiet, even if it's just for a moment, that's when you give them attention or food. You're rewarding the silence, not the noise. So you've checked all the boxes. The food is good, the water is fresh, the litter box is pristine, you're playing every day, but the meowing won't stop. Now we have to look a little deeper at 2 really powerful forces, hormones and health. Now, if your cat isn't spayed or neutered, this one is a major suspect. The meows a cat makes when they're in heat are different. They're often louder, way more persistent, almost like a yow. If you see that, plus they're super restless and always trying to bolt out the door, then it's a pretty clear sign their natural instincts have taken over. And let's be really direct here. While this behavior is totally natural, the single most effective, permanent solution is to get your cat spayed or neutered. It's what's recommended for their long-term health, and honestly, for your long-term peace and quiet too. This is where we need to be really sharp. Sometimes a meow isn't a request, it's a cry for help. The key here is to look at the whole picture. Is it just meowing, or is it meowing plus other things? If your chatty cat is also super tired or not eating or just acting off, that could be a signal that something's medically wrong. That's when it's time for a vet visit. We've gone through pretty much all the standard checks, but there is one universal clue, one massive red flag that should always, always get your attention right away. And here it is. This is the big one. You know your cat's personality. You know their normal volume level. If that changes dramatically and suddenly, you need to pay attention. A quiet cat that's suddenly meowing nonstop is waving a red flag. Any sudden shift in their vocal habits is their way of screaming, hey, something is different, and it's our job to find out what. So there you have it, your official pet detective toolkit, all wrapped up. Start with the easy stuff. Food, water, litter box. Make sure they're getting plenty of playtime. Then, be mindful of your own habits. Reward the good, not the noisy. And always keep an eye on their health, being especially alert for any sudden changes in behavior.
So we've cracked the code and we've laid out the entire investigation. You're not just hearing random noise anymore, are you? You're hearing a language. So the next time your cat looks you in the eye and lets out that familiar meow, you'll be ready. You can listen, you can investigate, and you can finally understand what they've been trying to tell you all along.